This is the Preston Indians pregame show. Coming up, we'll take a look at tonight's game. We'll hear from the coach and look at the pregame stats all leading up to tonight's action. You're listening to live coverage of the Preston Indians on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
And a very pleasant good evening, everyone, from here in Shelley, as tonight the Preston Indians open a 3-game road trip, and they'll do it here in Shelley against the Russets. Dan Hubbard along with Ron Smaley. Glad to have you with us here this evening. Ron, Preston able to bounce back with a nice performance Saturday to go 2-1 in the tournament.
Yeah, they finished off the tournament with a great win, and you know, the one good thing about the tough game Friday night was they had the ability the next day to just get right back and play again. They didn't have to think about it a lot, so that was nice, and the kids came out and responded well, and they'll move forward, and here we are tonight with a rematch with the Russets. So what did we play them a couple weeks ago?
A couple of weeks ago at home.
Yep.
Fairly one-sided game. Preston's now beaten Shelley 5 times in a row, and you know, this is a team that's also lost 28 in a row, and one of these nights things are going to go their way, and hopefully it's not tonight.
Exactly, and you know, we talked a little bit about the overlooking last week a little bit with the Preston, and this is another game where Preston cannot overlook this team. They're on their home court, and you have to take care of business at hand.
And hopefully for Preston, they'll be able to take care of the business at here tonight. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back and we'll hear from Coach Jones right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
When fans talk about their team, they're always real about it. Really happy after a win, really bummed after a loss, and really excited about the next big game. Let us help make it real for you right here on the Aggie Sports Network.
Next game for the Aggies is Wednesday night as they face South Florida. The pregame show is at 5:30 with the tip-off at 6 p.m.
Utah State basketball on KACH.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
Last play of the game, folks.
And the snap, drops back. Whoa, changes mind. Down the sideline. The 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Kasasa! Unbelievable! Did you see that? Kasasa!
Not to be a buzzkill, but what's Kasasa? We're glad you asked that. Kasasa. It's a catchy word for earning cash. Free Kasasa checking rewards you in cash each month.
Ask for free Kasasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCUA.
This time of year, the weather can change quickly. That means the road conditions change quickly too. If you usually feel stress when you're driving as the weather changes, it might be because you don't have the right tires for the road conditions. Let West Motor Company help you choose the tires that will meet your needs. Take the stress out of your winter driving with a set of 4 new tires. Visit any of our dealerships in Preston or Logan today. West Motor Company, we do tires.
The keys to tonight's game are brought to you by Naylor Insurance.
Regardless of which insurance company you use, when you add a teen driver to your vehicle policy, your rates increase. This is Cheryl Kimball with Naylor Insurance in Preston. If you've got teen drivers, you need to know about the rate-saving plan offered through Mutual of Enumclaw Insurance. Teen Smart is an 8-hour program that, once completed, will lower your rates and make your teen a better driver. Savings and increased safety. It's a win-win. Call us today, 208-852-0810.
KACH.
Welcome back here to the pregame show. Spend a couple of minutes with Coach Tyler Jones before the game here against the Russets tonight. First of all, let's talk about Saturday here real quick for a second. You had a nice win against Bonneville, and you end up going 2-1 for the tournament.
Yeah, I thought that the kids bounced back a little bit after Friday night. We had a letdown, and then it was good to see them respond on Saturday, come up, heads up, and I thought the big thing we were able to get out and play our style of basketball. We were able to get a lot of transition baskets and get up and running up and down the floor, and that's what when we're at our best. So tonight we need that same thing. We need a good start, and we need to get some tempo and get out and run.
Early on in the first quarter in that game, they gave you the opportunity, or they gave you a lot of baseline run. You got some easy layups in the first 3 or 4 minutes of the game.
Yeah, and and I think we got Ty going early too. He got 4 or 5 layups, and that's a big part of who we are too. We need to establish the inside early, and then once they start doubling on him, it's going to open it up for others.
Ty took a hard spill in that game. Is he going to be okay tonight?
He's a little tender yesterday in practice, but today he looks a little better, and we'll just kind of have to see how he looks and kind of play it from quarter to quarter. Hopefully he can give us a few minutes, but most importantly, we got to have him healthy, especially for Friday where it's a league game against Century.
Let's talk about the Russets here. This is a team, of course, you saw on opening night back in Preston, and it was another victory against them for you guys, and you've strung together a lot of wins now against them head-to-head.
Yeah, and tonight's going to be a dogfight. You watched the first 2 games. Our freshmen won in Preston. They got beat tonight. The JV beat them in Preston, and they're down at halftime. And it's just the road. It's never easy on the road, no matter whose gym you're going into. You're going to get their best shot, their crowd, their gym where they practice every day, and they bring a lot of energy. So it's never easy in Shelley. If you go back over the years, we haven't won many times up here, and they have a lot of pride, and they're going to come ready to go tonight and challenge us for sure.
Playing in somebody else's gym is also another good test for Friday night.
Exactly. We kind of have a little 3-game road trip right now. So tonight at Shelley, and then Century Friday, and then Logan the 28th. So we're going to learn a lot about ourselves. Good teams find a way to win on the road, and tonight, again, we're talking about the momentum. We got to get that momentum going after the Middleton loss, and just kind of keep getting better as we get ready for conference play.
I look forward to chatting with you after the game.
Okay, thank you.
Tyler Jones with us here on the pregame show. Take time to back with more right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
It's the end of a long day, and your feet are tired, or are you running behind schedule? But you need milk and eggs. You don't want to have to walk clear to the back of the store to get a gallon of milk, and it doesn't egg. I suspect we all can relate to both of those stories. The great news is that this problem has been solved by Stokes Market in Preston, with a recently installed new cold case right near the front door. If you just need a gallon of milk or some eggs, you can find them right inside the front door. Visit Stokes Market today in Preston.
After completing the regular 7-5 record, the Utah State Aggies are headed to the Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl. The Aggies will be facing Kent State on December 20th in Frisco, Texas. Utah State will be playing in their 8th bowl game in the past 9 years. To add to the drama is the likelihood that Aggie quarterback Jordan Love will be playing his final game in an Aggie uniform. The pregame show starts at 4:30 with the kickoff at 5:30. Utah State and Kent State in the Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl on December 20th. Catch all the action on 105.5 FM and AM 1340 KACH. Cache Valley's home for Utah State Athletics.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need. Quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
Across the FM airwaves, we're heard at 105.5. On the far-reaching AM dial, we're at 1340. And on the internet at mylocalradio.com. Wherever you find us, we are KACH, Preston, Smithfield, Logan.
It's time for Preston High School Indians basketball. The Indians hit the court looking to bring home a Great Basin 10 title and make a run for a berth for the state playoffs. All the excitement of Preston basketball is brought to you by West Motors, with Ford, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram trucks, all available right here in Preston. By Franklin County Medical Center. With the finest of
new guy. Who's that?
2.
Oh, 2, yeah. Bradshaw.
The big city market with small towns. 4. By Ross 12. Shady Custom right here in Preston. And 15. Just off Highway 99 south end of Preston. By Hawaiian Bowl Grill. Come try the best Hawaiian food right here in the city of Preston. By Naylor Insurance. For life, home and auto insurance from Mutual of Enumclaw on State Street in Preston. By Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. By Idaho South, where you can turn your scratchers into cash. By Preston Auto Parts, CarQuest on State Street in downtown Preston. By Valley Implement. By S&T Electric. And by MyLocalRadio.com. Tonight's game is a presentation of Preston Broadcasting, LLC, and is made possible through an agreement between Preston High School Athletics and Preston Broadcasting. It's presented for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or use of descriptions or accounts.
And we're ready to play some basketball here from Shelley tonight. First of all, we apologize for the camera. We have some technical difficulties. We'll keep trying to get those sorted out as we go along. The Indians start their normal 5, and Ty Hyde controls the tap, so the Indians have it here first. Goes to Dunn in the right corner, down low on the right block to Ty, lay it up and in.
Yeah, just the play we run a lot at the first of the game, just a quick pass into Ty, and he finished it well.
So they come out in the full court press after the opening bucket as it's over to Hollis. Hollis gets it back up into the front court to Tommy Bradshaw, just a sophomore, new on the club, as the shot there is no good, put up by Miskin, controlled by the Indians. Smalley on the floor trying to control it. It'll be a held ball and go back to Shelley on the alternating possession rule.
Yeah, he just kind of slid around, kind of like a football, whatever you call it. Two of them came up with the fumble. What's the word in rugby they use for that? A squabble or
scrum?
Scrub, yeah.
Down low, backdoor pass, reverse layup is Austin to put it in. Trevor Austin with the bucket, and it's 2-2. Up into the front court. It's Ward running the left baseline. That's no good on the little runner. Bradshaw has the rebound. Just a sophomore, he wasn't with the team when they played in Preston about 3 weeks ago. Shelley bounces it down low on the post. They try to get it down to Miskin, who's off his hands and out of bounds.
So he wasn't on the team, or he wasn't playing varsity then?
He wasn't playing varsity.
Okay.
He wasn't on the roster.
They've moved him up then.
Yeah.
Okay.
As Ward has it in the right corner. Goes back out on the angle that goes to Smalley. Here's the coach yelling out instructions. Goes back to Ward on the left side. Free throw line extended. Back out top now to Cole Harris. Harris with a 360 turn. Lost it. Able to get it back. And now it's going to be held up again.
Another jump.
Bradshaw tied him up. And the little sophomore, that's a pretty good job. You're going to tie up Cole Harris.
Yeah, exactly. And possession goes to Preston now.
So Preston gets it out on the side, right in front of the Shelley bench, right in front of us. As comes into Luke Smalley. Luke all alone, down the middle. Great move, lay it up and in.
Nice job. He went opposite of the screen on the high pick and had an easy lane to the basket.
Up into the front court for Shelley comes to Braxton Miskin, who hands it off there to Jensen.
Traveled.
As it goes back to Miskin, turn in the paint, put it up and in. Nice shot.
Yeah. Oh, the refs. What's the ref calling? Oh, delay a game warning.
Delay game warning on Shelley. They touched the ball after it went through the hoop.
I didn't think that was too. It was almost inadvertent. I think you call that when they purposely grab it and throw it somewhere, but whatever.
So here's Smalley up into the front court. 4-4 tie here in the first minute and a half of the game. Luke all the way to the hoop, gets another layup.
Hey, he just came off that high pick from the big Ty Hyde again and gave him a lane right to the basket.
Luke, who had one of his biggest games of the year against Shelley, the first time the two teams met. That ball's deflected, it's going to go to Ward. As Garrett able to steal the pass in the backcourt. Comes across the tie line, gives it back to Luke. Luke will set up the offense again. Right side goes to Ward, back out top. Hyde down low, right on the block. It goes to Smalley, he puts it in, and he's fouled.
Yeah, that's a play where Luke goes down and posts up one of the guards, and Ty Hyde made that play by that excellent inlet pass that led Luke right to the basket to get fouled.
It's a tough pass. It's got to be high enough to get it over the defender, but not far enough to where it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, and Ty's got a good touch to do that.
Luke's free throw rattles in. Luke's got 7 here in the first quarter already. As it comes up in the front court, it comes to Austin, wants to drive on Hyde all the way, lay it up and in.
The big guy driving it in, Dan.
You notice they're doing something different already from the first time the two teams met. They're attacking the basket. They're not settling for that outside three.
Exactly.
Outside three.
Yeah, they want to get Ty in foul trouble.
Smalley into Hyde. Off the block, but right along the baseline. Bounces it back to Smalley, and again, lay it up and in.
Yeah.
Smalley's got 9, and we got a timeout called by Ty Jones. So a timeout on the floor taken by the Indians. We'll be right back.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Welcome to West Motor Ford. We love happy customers. With multiple financing options, it's easy to drive your new vehicle home. We offer a full line of new Fords and a constantly changing pre-owned vehicle inventory. Our service department is top-notch with technicians trained for everything from routine maintenance to major repairs. With a large selection of parts and accessories, including tires, we've got you covered. So come in and let us turn up your happy meter. Visit West Motor Ford in Preston today.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Indians come out in the full court press as they over break the press as Russets get it up in the front court, blocked by Hyde, and a foul on Hyde.
It's one of those where that ref just had his whistle ready to go. No matter what happened, it was going to be a foul. And Ty was just kind of there and, didn't look like a huge foul, but he got called.
Trace Jensen just took it all the way to the basket and fouled, and Ty fouled him. Jensen to shoot 2. First one is no good. In the first meeting of the year between these two teams, Jensen played but did not score. As that one rattles around, that one's no good as well. So he misses them both, but it's still 11-6. Preston on top here as we approach the midway point of quarter number 1. Bounce it back to Hyde, lay it up and in.
Great pick and roll by Smalley and Hyde right there. They're really picking the Russets apart on that right now.
Full court pressure again as it comes to Bradshaw in the backcourt. Lob pass up into the front, 47 feet, comes to Hollis. Hollis will turn on Ward, hand it off as it goes back to Miskin. Miskin wants to drive on Ty, gets cut off. Now a little drop step, goes underneath him and lay it in.
Yeah, you can tell, like you said, Dan, there, Shelley's definitely trying to take it at Hyde, trying to draw some fouls there on him.
We'll see how long Ty's going to get to play tonight anyway. He took that hard spill on Saturday. I talked to him yesterday at practice as Ward gives it off to Smalley in the left corner. Luke wants to drive in the paint, lay it in.
What was the nature of Ty's injury?
Ty, his back was out. And he needed some therapy. So he had just left as Ty blocks that shot. As it's picked up again by Ward. Ward gets it up to Harris. Harris headmans to Dunn, try to get it to Smalley. Luke able to save it. Now get it back down to Ty on the left block. Turn in the paint, drop step, great move, missed the layup. Taken away by Ward and a foul by Ward.
It was a great move and even a better defensive down here. He acted like he was going to take the charge, then ended up blocking the guy. You don't see that very often. You try to take a charge and then you block it. Then he comes down with a great move down here.
So Ty had just left physical therapy yesterday when I talked to him. He had gone to have acupuncture. They had put 27 needles into his hip and lower back to try to alleviate the pain.
Whatever it takes.
That's right. Indians have it in the front
music stand. Luke ran out of bounds and went into the music stand. And
the band is right there in that corner of the
literally
of the court.
Like within a foot of the court.
They're right on the sideline, and Luke ran into the drum section and knocked down the music stand.
Now the fans are cheering that Luke helped clean the music up.
It's truly the day the music died when Luke runs into it.
The day the music died. American Pie?
That's right.
Yeah.
Buddy Holly and the Big Bopper in the plane crash.
Take it away, Dan.
Indians get it in as it comes to Ward. Hobson, or I should say Hammond's into the game for the first time.
Nice
bounce pass baseline. Harris has his shot blocked, taken away by the Russets.
Yeah, that was a good block.
Here comes Hollis up into the front court, bounces it to Michigan in the right corner.
He
spins a couple of times now from behind the board. Tough angle. Couldn't get that one to even draw iron. Goes to Smalley up into the front court. Harris had to go through his hands. As again, here comes Bradshaw, lays it off. The pass intercepted and kicked out of bounds there by Ward, and it's going to stay with Shelley.
It was good defense by Garrett Ward there to hustle and get into that passing lane. They had a layup right there. Good job, Garrett.
I was about to say they took Ty out of the game and went small, but right as I was going to say that, Rhett Robertson checks in.
Yep.
So Rhett in for Ty. Preston with a 7-point lead, 2:50 to play here in the first. Bradshaw drives, high arching loop shot is good.
Nice little floater. Good touch by the sophomore guard.
Yes. So Luke into the front court. Gets instructions from Jones as he goes by, goes around the screen of Robertson all the way to the hoop, and he's fouled. So Luke's going to go back to the free throw line to shoot a couple of more, as the foul's going to be on Gant Stewart, number 5.
Yeah, Shelley's having a hard time rotating on that high pick, and Luke's just kind of picking that apart a little bit. No pun intended.
Timeout call by Shelley. We'll keep it here for a moment. I just want to remind you that part of our broadcast tonight is brought to you by Naylor Insurance. For life, home, and auto from Mutual of Enumclaw, stop by Naylor Insurance on State Street in Preston. Or you can give them a call at 208-852-0810, 208-852-0810. Coming up on Friday, you'll be in Century. First meeting of the year between the Indians and the Diamondbacks. Pre-game at 7:15. We'll be on the air with the tip-off and the play-by-play starting at 7:30.
Live from the Snake Pit.
Live from the Snake Pit, indeed.
The Snake Pit. It always amazes me that they have this beautiful new high school that looks like a junior college.
Right.
And then, let's face it, a horrible gym. It's like that. We're out of budget. Let's just go with 4 benches here.
You know, it's funny you say that. I talked to Alan before he left town.
Yeah.
And that's exactly the problem. They ran out of money, and they had to save money someplace, so they cut back in the gym.
Alan always complained the internet was bad in there, the phone lines were bad or something.
So here's Luke at the free throw line. Smaley's first is good. He's made 2 out of 3 tonight, which means on the year he's made 19 of 25. He started the game tonight as a 73%er. 16-10 Preston now make it stay at 16-10. They're up by 6 with 2:30 to play here in the first quarter. Austin up into the front court. Get it down low on the baseline as Mixon able to pick up the basket. Quickly down at the other end, here comes Scott Dunn to get his first 2 points of the game.
Nice layup by Scott there, easily setting it in.
Full court pressure as the Russets able to break it, get it down low as it goes to Austin along the baseline, right side of the court, kicks it back out top again to Jensen. Jensen crosses over on Smaley, gets cut off by Luke. As the ball goes back to Miskin again in the paint, loses it, bumps into Robertson a couple times, back outside. Jensen's 2-pointer, that's no good. As Ward had it, they knocked it away, but Smaley able to pick it up and get it up into the front court. In the corner it goes to Hammonds. Hammonds drives and he's fouled going to the hoop.
Gabe did a good job there to go in and force the foul. Gabe sure has really impressed me this year, Dan.
Yes.
He's come in and given us a good spark and fun to watch, and he's a confident shooter and kind of filled a lot of the space we had with Cooper Hobson last year, so it's been a great thing to see Gabe step up.
Foul goes on Braxton Miskin, his first, and the third on the team, and the first free throw by Gabe Hammonds is good. So Gabe gets his first point of the game. Believe it or not, Hammonds is averaging 11.1 points per game.
Yeah, I believe it.
As next one is good again. So he has 2, and in the backcourt, ball knocked out of bounds. It stays with the Russets. There was some other news that came out yesterday at practice as well. I'll share with you coming up in a minute. It has to do with Cooper Hobson. As driving here is Miskin and gets the layup. He has 8 points here in the first quarter. Dunn off the glass gets it to fall.
Luke and Dunn are making a living on that just quick outlet pass right to the hoop.
Full court pressure again put on by the Indians as it's into Alex Lott. Lott lobs it in the front court and Ward runs into him right in front of the Preston bench. That's going to be against Garrett.
Yep.
That's the first on him. Ball out of bounds for the Russets as Tommy Bradshaw will bring it in. They get it into Alex Lott. Top of the key, swings it over on the right side to Bradshaw. Holds it for a moment, now back out top to Lott. Let's go back to Bradshaw on the right side, right in front of the Preston bench. Dangerous cross-court pass back to Lott. Fakes a Hammonds, now gets it down on the post as it goes to Cannon. Vance just into the game. Stewart, his little runner in the lane, that's no good. And then just say that was off Gabe, off of Garrett Ward's foot, and he goes out of bounds.
Yeah.
Jackson Hess into the game. for the Russets.
It was kind of hard to see what happened from here, Dan, but there's been a lot of kind of having a little hard time with handling the ball tonight a little bit from both teams.
50 seconds left here in the first quarter.
Maybe it's the cold outside.
That might be.
It is cold.
Bradshaw has his pass slapped back at him by Smaley. You able to go and get it. His shot no good. Rebound is off to Robertson. Quickly to Smaley in the front court. It comes to Dunn. Layup. Count it. And he'll go to the free throw line.
That's 3 times in the last 3 or 4 possessions that we've done that. Quick outlet to Dunn for the layup.
Fouls on Gant Stewart. That's his second here in the first quarter. And now Scott Dunn will go to the free throw line for the first time tonight. It's good.
It's going to be, hopefully Scott can get his 3-pointer going again tonight. Get him warmed up on that. Oh, there's a steal.
As they full court pressure again, they trap it near the timeline. They be able to get it away momentarily. However, the Russets get it back to Lott from the free throw line. His jumper is good.
Knocked it down.
16 seconds to go in the quarter. Smaley will take his time bringing it up. Wiley gets across the timeline with 9. They'll put the ball into motion right away as Lott comes out, or I should say Bradshaw comes out and commits a silly foul.
Yep.
First one on him. As Preston gets the ball back with 6 seconds left in the quarter. Cole Harris back into the game. Robertson in the corner, back to Smaley. Back to Robertson, back to Dunn rather. 3-pointer from there is good at the buzzer. Scotty finishes the first quarter with 10. Luke had 11 in the first quarter, and Preston leads 28-16 after the first. We're back to the second quarter right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
When fans talk about their team, they're always real about it. Really happy after a win, really bummed after a loss, and really excited about the next big game. Let us help make it real for you right here on the Aggie Sports Network.
Next game for the Aggies is Wednesday night as they face South Florida. The pregame show is at 5:30 with the tip-off at 6 p.m.
Utah State basketball on KACH.
The fourth quarter of tonight's game is brought to you by Webb Funeral Home.
This is Ron Smaley from Webb Funeral Home, thanking Preston Indian and Westside Pirate fans for your loyalty over the years. You have helped make Webb Funeral Home Franklin County's most trusted name in funeral services since 1925. Our staff is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to provide compassionate service in your time of need. We also offer a full range of services, including many funeral pre-planning options to meet everyone's budget, an excellent monument selection, and the best aftercare services available. Let us answer any questions you may have by calling 208-852-0533. Webb Funeral Home, since 1925. You know us, you trust us, we're here to stay.
KACH. KACH.
Start of the second quarter, Preston leading by 12. 3-pointer right off the first possession by Lott. Put back inside is good by Cannon Vance, the other sophomore on the team. Quickly, Preston gets it back up into the front court again. Hammonds on the right side. He goes around Tyson Nelson, the senior. Gets it back to Hammonds. Now Ty Hyde back into the game. Has it on the left block. They triple team him. Give it back to Hammonds down low. Get it to Harris on the right block. Back to Hammonds. 3-pointer from the right corner. Good.
Nice. Kind of not. It was kind of crazy, but it was good ball movement. We got her done.
So Hammonds hits his first 3 of the night. As comes back over, that's Lott. Dumps it down on the post, back to Vance. Ty goes down, no call. Tried to draw the charge as the officials didn't buy it that time.
Yeah, ref's like, am I up high enough?
Yeah.
Volume? The ref's like, no, you're not going to be able to take a 200 and whatever pound guy down that easy. Not going for that.
As Luke apparently stepped on the sideline over there where he ran into the band a moment ago.
I was probably wondering where the band was.
Band's up in the second row now.
Yeah,
Luke stepped out of bounds. I figured he had more room.
Yeah, they moved it.
There's Nelson up into the front court as it goes to Lott on the left side. Now back to Nelson, top of the key. Nelson looks right, can't go there. Give it back to Lott, almost threw it away.
Yeah.
As they'll lob it in on the post. And there it goes to Cannon Vance, the sophomore. Can't back in on the Indians, so he goes back outside to Lott. Lott comes back across the top of the key. Still looking for somebody to come and get the ball. Goes down to the corners. It goes to Stewart. Back to Lott. Swing it back around to Nelson. Again, now down on the post. It goes to Cannon Vance again. Cole Harris on him. Shoots over Harris. That's no good. That's off of Ty and out of bounds.
Yeah, it kind of came hard off the rim and hit Ty's hand and went right out of bounds.
So ball out of bounds underneath their own basket for the Russets. 6:11 to play here in the first. Preston by 11.
Nice
inside.
block.
Wow, that's a good block by Dunn on the shot there by Stewart.
Yep.
As it comes to Smaley on the run up into the front court as he gets across the midcourt stripe. Cross court back to Dunn. Scott holds it up over his head and he'll give it back to Luke. Luke trying to direct traffic a little bit. Hammonds comes around, all the way around, now into the right corner. Get it down low to Ty on the right block, and he goes up and he's fouled.
Ty did a good job to go up and get that pass from Luke and then go up strong, immediately up. Like to see that out of the big guy. Catch and go straight up.
Foul's going to be on Cannon Vance. That'll be his first here tonight. And here's Ty Hyde to the free throw line. First one is no good. What I was going to tell you about Cooper Hobson is he has an appointment to have a test done on his knee. They're going to fit him with a different kind of brace, and they're also going to test the strength of his knee, and that will determine if maybe he still has a chance to come back and play this year or not.
Boy, that sure be good to get him back. We hope that test is positive.
Ty makes the second. He has 5. Full court pressure again by the Indians. Is able to break the press and get it up to Lott, the front court. Little runner over Ty is a little wild. However, it's taken in by Jackson Hess. In the paint, Hess's shot no good. Ty has that rebound. Here comes Smaley back up to the front court. 5.5 to play here in the first half. As it goes to Dunn. Yeah, that took a wild bounce and bounced out of his hands. And then he traveled with it before he got control back.
Shifted a little bit and took a couple of steps without dribbling.
So full court pressure once again as they get it to Vance. They break the press, get it up into the front court. Lott tries to go baseline on Scott Dunn, can as he gets cut off. Back to Tyson Nelson, the senior. Looks at Cole Harris, can't go by him. Get it back to Lott. Whoops, wanted to shoot, but Luke Smaley was right inside his shirt. That ball's partially blocked by Hyde, way out away from the basket. Harris has the rebound. It goes to Smaley up in the front court to Hammonds. Back to Luke on the right, or back to Hyde rather on the right block. Has the rebound, take it back out. Dunn for another 3. That's no good. Ty gets the rebound. He gets hit as he goes up. No foul. Misses the shot. Has the rebound again, and he gets fouled again.
There could have been 4 or 5 fouls in there, Dan. I don't know. You were talking pretty fast, but there was a lot of fouls.
They did miss several, I'll tell you that. And Ty's going to go back to the free throw line to shoot 2 more. The foul's going to be on Jackson Hess, his first.
You get in those, and Ty starts moving his hands back and forth. The other guys start grabbing him, and there's a lot going on.
That's 17 fouls now on the Russets here in the first half, as Ty's free throw is short. Tonight's game brought to you by Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care you'll find in all of the Cache Valley. So Hess comes out. Looks like he might be bleeding a little bit.
Yeah, he's got a little medical issue, and they're subbing him out and bringing Jensen back in, it looks like.
Yep. I wouldn't doubt it. That last exchange into the hoop, that was nowhere to be if you're a faint of heart.
Yeah. Yep.
Tie back to the free throw line. Second one is
there
good.
He goes.
That gives Ty 6. He will leave now as Rhett Robertson comes back in with 4:46 to play here in the first half. Stops to have a couple of words with Coach Jones on his way to take a seat. And again, full court pressure put on by the Indians as Nelson has it up into the front court. Cross court pass goes to Jake Thatcher just into the game. 3-pointer by Jensen is no good. Smaley has the rebound. Long outlet pass to Hammonds, lay it up and in.
Nice job. Good assist and good finish by Gabe.
So here's Jensen for Shelley. Gets it across the timeline. They immediately collapse on him and try to trap him. Outside it comes to Austin, to Talbot. Now it's picked up there by Nelson after Talbot dropped it off his foot. Inside, it's Austin who left a little jump shot over Robertson before the basket. Preston still up by 13 here, halfway through quarter number 2. Robertson in the left corner, gets it out to Smaley. Luke could go back to the left corner, Dunn for 3. Gonna be a little long. And a foul inside. It's going to be on Hammonds, I think, with a push
Did he
from
push
behind.
from behind? Yeah, I thought he kind of did shove from behind. The ref caught him on that one.
Ty's going to come back in now as Cole Harris will come to the bench.
Cole sure came out and hustled a lot that first half there so far. He's done a good job.
He is certainly an inspiration for this team. The first time I went to practice, I said, okay, who's impressed you the most? And to a man, the coaching staff all said Cole Harris.
That's great. They didn't know what to expect, and so it was a good surprise. It was a pleasant surprise.
That's a double dribble, and the ball's going to go back over to the Indians.
Yeah, he brings a lot of hustle, a lot of grit, a lot of good defense, and he's definitely a good player.
Cole's over getting looked at there too by the medical folks. Looks like he might have a little scrape on the arm. As that's into Ty, gets the layup and the foul.
Chance for them on just a simple pass really into the post. And again, the thing I like about tonight is Ty's catching, keeping the ball high, turning, using his body, and going right up and finishing.
Yeah.
And that leads to some pretty easy baskets.
So here's Ty. He's going to shoot his 6th free throw of the night already. He came in as a 68%er on the year, 13 out of 19 coming into the game. This one is short again. As inside, Robertson has the rebound off the glass, put it back in.
Good job, Rat. Gives himself his own applause. Great job.
His first 2 points of the game, 39-22. Preston by 17. Down on the block, it goes to Austin. To Smaley, quick outlet all the way to Dunn. Another perfect pass to Dunn, and he's fouled from behind by Jensen.
Yeah, Jensen's like, you're not going to finish again. I'm tired of seeing you make layups, so he'll put him on the line. That was a great block down there by Luke, and then just a full court pass down to Dunn. That's got to be the 5th time at least that there's been a quick pass for a chance to finish by Dunn. They're good at that.
So Scotty's going to shoot 2. First time against Shelley this year back in Preston Gym. He recorded 15 points, and he makes the first one. He'll get one more, and he's got 11 so far here tonight.
Bradshaw just checked in for Nelson.
So Tommy Bradshaw back into the game.
Yep.
Dunn's second free throw is no good.
But Gabe Hammonds hustles.
Hammonds hustles to get the ball. Gets it back to Smaley out top. Russ hustles down to rejoin the team after he's down at the other end playing defense. It goes to Dunn right in front of the Shelley bench. Robertson in the left corner. Looking to get out of the corner. Takes a one-bounce dribble, gives it to Smaley. Lobs it down low on the right block. It goes to Hyde. Back outside to Luke. In the corner again to Dunn. Another three-pointer from there. That's no good. Hammonds has another rebound inside. He's fouled going back up.
Gabe catches it, and he says, I'm going up. And boy, he did, and drew the foul. Great rebound.
Foul's going to be on Braxton Miskin. That's his second. And Hammonds is going to go back to the free throw line again to shoot a couple more.
And he makes it.
Makes the first.
Yep.
I'm going to refrain from commenting.
About what?
I can't tell you.
You don't want to talk about his foul shooting because you're going to jinx him, right?
I'm not going to tell you.
I bet he's made like 7 in a row or something.
It's more than that, but I'm still not going to tell you.
Maybe after the game?
Or when he misses one, he makes that one again.
Wow. Well, good for Gabe. Over 20?
Close.
Wow. Good for him.
As Hammonds, I should say, Bradshaw has it up into the front court. They give it off on the left side. It goes there to Thatcher. His shot is no good. Inside, the rebound is off to Austin for the Russets. That's no good. Robertson taps it twice, finally able to corral it. Gets it ahead to Ty Hyde. Ty saves it on the floor, but it's taken away there by Shelley.
Yeah, Luke led him just a little bit too much.
Jensen, free throw line extended right. Bank shot, good for 3.
You know what? That was a purposeful bank. That wasn't just a luck bank. He was on the angle, and that was a bank shot. You don't see that very often.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. 42-25. Inside on the left blocks, it goes to Hyde. Kick it outside. Hammonds looks at a 3. That's no good. Long rebound is off. It's taken there by Bradshaw. Quickly up into the front court, it goes to Jensen. Drives on Smaley, charge.
Good job. Yeah, Luke just was there, beat him there, and just stood there and let him run right into him. I hope he's okay. The number 3, Jensen's kind of limping after that. That's not good.
Limping like he banged his knee.
Yeah.
Going down.
Yep.
And kind of hobbles back toward the bench, not able to put a whole lot of weight on his left leg.
Yep.
Again, let us apologize here quick for not having video tonight. We are working to correct the problem.
There's just not a lot of service in this building.
No.
I don't know. It's kind of in a little hole area here.
As comes to Harris. Free throw line extended right, back out top to Dunn. Takes another three-pointer. He's going to be fouled, and then Bradshaw falls on him.
Yeah, it was just all incidental contact, and Bradshaw helped Dunn up, so good sport.
Foul's going to go on Bradshaw to be his second, and Scott Dunn's going to shoot 3. Here's the first one coming up by Scott.
Pure.
It's good.
The Shelley cheerleaders are appropriately dressed in their ugliest Christmas sweater attire. And it's kind of common this time of year, but I like my best is the reindeer Santa ones in the front. Those are classic.
Second one rolls in, wanted to roll out, but stayed in. I asked Scott also at practice yesterday, we commented in the game at Mampa, or Mountain Home, I should say.
About the mullet?
No, at Mampa, about his mullet.
Oh, yeah.
And we asked him, who told you? Or why? What did you say to the kid? And he says, I told him I had a better mullet than he did. I asked him who told him that, and he said, he went back to the room last night and he purposely wanted to see what we were going to say when he walked by and he stuck his chest out against the kid from Mampa. And then we made the comment about his mullet was better than his. And on the post, it's going to be a foul there on Harris, holding against Austin on the entry pass.
I don't know how you get a better mullet than Scott's. It is the classic mullet.
Oh, it was funny.
Yeah.
Just the fact that it was such perfect timing when we asked him at Mountain Home.
Yep.
What'd you say to him? I told him I had a better mullet than he did. Three-pointer there by Bradshaw is no good. Lose the rebound inside. It's taken away by Hess. Back over on the left baseline. The shot there by Austin is no good. As Harris has the rebound, struggles to get it to Smaley. Luke throws it back on the court, back to Harris. Cole runs it up into the front court. Hammond's in the right corner, double teamed and fouled by Bradshaw. That's 3 on him.
Yeah, they've got a couple. See, Bradshaw's got 3. Does anybody else?
That's the
main one in foul trouble.
That's the only one with 3 on either side so far.
He was the one I was thinking of. But yeah, he's got his fair share.
So Hammond's back to the free throw line.
Don't say it.
Oh, I can say it now because he missed one. He had made 14 in a row to start the season.
That's great. Good for him. That was his first miss this season?
That's his first miss of the season.
Good for Gabe. Let's start a new streak now.
Makes that one. He's made 15 out of 16 on the year.
Good.
And he has 9 points here in the first half. Dunn almost had it, but he lost it out of bounds.
Yeah, had a good steal.
Careless entry pass by Tyson Nelson. Hollis will bring it in again, full court pressure inside the final minute of the quarter as they get it in as it comes over to Thatcher. Thatcher will run it up into the front court, lob it inside on the post, kick it back outside. The thought from the left elbow, that's no good. Dunn up high to grab the rebound, gives it to Smaley with 37 seconds to play in the half. And Luke will take his time, bringing it up and let the clock run. They'll work for the last shot. Luke will be met at the midcourt stripe by Tyson Nelson. Luke gives it off to Hammonds, now back to Luke. Now back to Hammonds again. Hammonds will hold. Clock runs down to 17 seconds in the half. Now we'll go back over to Hammonds again.
He's playing catch.
Hammonds looks inside, but we saw this at Jerome last year.
Yeah.
Goes to Harris in the corner, back to Smaley, back outside to Hammonds, dropped it, picked it up, puts up a 3, needs a bounce, won't get it. The rebound comes off to Hollis. His long shot is going to be no good. So Preston with an impressive first half once again as they go off leading by 19, 46-25 after the first 2 quarters. We'll come back here at halftime. Maybe have a special guest here as well. We'll be right back after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
After completing the regular season with a 7-5 record, the Utah State Aggies are headed to the Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl. The Aggies will be facing Kent State on December 20th in Frisco, Texas. Utah State will be playing in their 8th bowl game in the past 9 years. To add to the drama is the likelihood that Aggie quarterback Jordan Love will be playing his final game in an Aggie uniform. The pregame show starts at 4:30 with the kickoff at 5:30. Utah State and Kent State in the Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl on December 20th. Catch all the action on 105.5 FM and AM 1340 KACH, Cache Valley's home for Utah State athletics. Are you looking for a different kind of spot for lunch, dinner, or to do catering for your next event? Then try the Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins right here in Preston. At Island Bowl Grill, they have the best Hawaiian fare in the area. The combination of teriyaki and Korean influences can only be described in one way: mouth-watering. Offering 3 different catering options, Island Bowl Grill can host your next party in-house at Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. You can pick up for takeout, or they can come right to your house and prepare the food on site for your next party. What could be easier? Go to poppinpins.com for more information on Island Bowl Grill, or call 208-425-6128. Poppin' Pins Bowling Center, 411 South US Highway 91 in Preston.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
The Halftime Report is brought to you by Ralph's Construction. More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsize, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information, 435-232-1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Blue Sage Park by Ralph Construction, 435-232-1837.
KACH.
Welcome back. We are at halftime. Preston leading 46-25. Dan Hubbard and Ron Smaley with you here from Shelley tonight. And we're joined by a special guest here at halftime, as we're joined by Austin Smaley. Good to see you. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Good to see you too.
This is it's an honor to have you here. Of course, you were honored at halftime back over the weekend at the tournament as one of the vintage, for lack of a better term, vintage Indians. And of course, you're still the leading scorer in program history.
Yeah, I still am. So I don't know. Hopefully that record will last for a while. I don't know. We'll see though. There's some young talent at Preston. We'll see how long it lasts for. I don't know.
Of course, you're playing at Idaho State. How are things going down there?
Good. Going really good. Actually had a game last night. About to start our conference season here the 20th of December. So excited to get things rolling. It's going good though. I'm
gonna put you on your spot before I let your dad ask you a question.
Oh boy.
Evaluate your brother's game so far tonight.
He's playing really well. Oh yeah, he's playing really well. I think he had the first 11 of our first 13 or 15 points. I think, and he has had a lot of good assists. Been pushing the ball really well. He's had a really good game.
Yeah, finished the first half with 12 as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Dad.
So, Austin, a lot of the listeners here will probably remember you playing, and I think they might be interested in kind of how your transition to Idaho State has been, and then maybe your best memory in high school.
Well, my transition to college basketball in Idaho State was a little unique in the sense that I went on a mission. So coming home from that, obviously physically, it took some time, and mentally and stuff like that. But also the college game is so much different than high school. I mean, it's just, everyone you're playing against was an all-time leading scorer at their high school,
right.
You could say that. Yeah. I mean, everyone you're playing against was the stud, And so you have to find a lot of different ways to create space and get open and stuff like that. But and then I guess a good memory at Preston, I mean, obviously winning a state championship, there's nothing more memorable than that. But I think something that I loved too was winning the district championship my senior year, because we'd never been to state, and I mean, if you guys can remember, I mean, since 2007 I think it was.
Yeah.
And so kind of getting over the hump, winning the district championship, we're going to state, that was probably, and being at home and being able to celebrate with all, my fellow classmates and stuff was a pretty sweet memory.
Your dad told a great story on the air last Saturday when when you were playing, and there was someone there, one of the recruiters there from Idaho State, and you lost the championship game of the Preston tournament. And of course, you didn't get the championship T-shirt.
Yeah.
And the recruiter came down and said, "That's okay. Let them have the T-shirt. You can win the ring at state."
Yeah, no, it was Coach Walsh from Idaho State University, and I can specifically remember that. And I think I told Luke, my little brother, the same thing after they lost. I said, you know what, it's all right. They can celebrate here and have this T-shirt, but you'll be the one celebrating. You know, if you forget about it, if you learn from it, you know, you guys can be the one that's celebrating with a trophy and a ring at the end of the year. So, yeah, no, for sure.
And the frustrating part was they almost did. They came within a free throw make in regulation last year, and they would have won the state championship. They went into overtime and then lost.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yep.
Well, good. Well, Austin, I appreciate you joining us, and glad that you're enjoying your college experience, and thanks for coming on.
Yeah, it was good to see you. Good to see you, Ron.
Good to see you, buddy.
That's Austin Smaley with us here at halftime as the Preston leads 46-25. We'll come back and look at some other stuff here briefly as we come back right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
COACH. 5 letters synonymous with leadership and encouragement. A person who cares about your success in athletics, but even more about your success in life. Hear from the coach right here on the Coach Craig Smith Show.
The Coach Craig Smith Show, live from the new Chicago Pizza location in Logan. Monday nights at 6 on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH.
This is Ron Smaley from Webb Funeral Home, thanking Preston Indian and Westside Pirate fans for your loyalty over the years. You have helped make Webb Funeral Home Franklin County's most trusted name in funeral services since 1925. Our staff is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to provide compassionate service in your time of need. We also offer a full range of services, including many funeral pre-planning options to meet everyone's budget, an excellent monument selection, and the best aftercare services available. Let us answer any questions you may have by calling 208-852-0533. Webb Funeral Home, since 1925. You know us, you trust us, we're here to stay.
The holidays are a special time, filled with delicious meals, savory meats, desserts, candies, and hot apple cider. The team at Stokes Market and True Value in Preston wish you and yours a delicious holiday season filled with happiness. Visit us today for all the ingredients for your special recipes. Shop the wide selection of holiday gifts for everyone on your list. Stokes Market and True Value, 217 South State Street, Preston. We thank you for your patronage.
In Franklin County, they know it's what's on the inside that really matters. That's why they offer advanced radiology and imaging using the latest in technology, performing x-rays, CAT scans, MRIs, nuclear testing, ultrasounds, mammography, and much more, right in Preston, Idaho. With short wait times and a highly skilled staff available around the clock, they'll help you reach a diagnosis quicker. Make sure your doctor knows you want to save time and money, closer to home. Let them be the next to take your picture. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence meet.
KACH. KACH.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Stokes Market True Value, the big city market with small town friendliness. Stokes Market True Value on State Street here in Preston. This has been the Ralph's Construction Halftime Report. Ralph's Construction, building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community here in Preston. Call for more information at 435-232-1837. 435-232-1837. Stay with us. The second half is next.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
When fans talk about their team, they're always real about it. Really happy after a win. Really bummed after a loss. And really excited about the next big game. Let us help make it real for you right here on the Aggie Sports Network.
Next game for the Aggies is Wednesday night as they face South Florida. The pregame show is at 5:30 with the tip-off at 6 p.m.
Utah State basketball on KACH.
It's time for the home tour. Brought to you by Mike Hansen with Cornerstone Real Estate.
While you're busy creating family memories this holiday season, my wish to you and your family is that your home will be cozy, your holidays will be bright, and the new year will be the best one ever. This is Mike Hansen, broker with Cornerstone Real Estate in Preston. When the time comes to buy or sell real estate, I would love the opportunity to work with you. I represent buyers and sellers in all property types, commercial, residential, and land sales or acquisitions. From my family to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Mike Hansen, Cornerstone Real Estate, 801-510-112.
KACH.
Preston will have the ball to start the second half. They lead 46-25. Try to duck in some of the first half stats as we go along here. I can tell you that Preston made 13 out of 22 foul shots in the first half. So Garrett Ward will bring it in, brings it in to Luke Smaley. Luke had a dozen in the first half. Goes to Dunn, back out top to Harris. They get it inside to Smaley, who's knocked away. Good defense there by Hollis. Hollis picks up the ball, brings it up the floor. Goes to Thatcher on the left side, free throw line extended, back out top to Nelson. And Nelson threw it away, tried to get it in the corner to Trevor Austin.
I think one of the band members he thought was his teammate because he hit him right in stride.
Ty High had 8 in the first half. Scott Dunn had 13. We told you Luke had a dozen. They led the team in scoring. Gabe Hammonds had 9. Ty down low, little pass inside to Luke. He's got an easy layup again.
They're bringing Hyde up under the high post there and kind of clearing the big guys out, and that lets Luke and others roam to the basket.
Pass inside, bad pass, and it goes right to Ty Hyde. Quickly up into the front court to Ward. Garrett wants to drive, gets cut off, and then goes too far and stepped on the baseline.
Yeah, he must not have been by far, because from here it looked pretty close, but the ref was obviously had a better view.
If he wore a size 7 instead of a 9,
that's how
it'd been
close
okay.
it was, yep.
In the backcourt, Thatcher hats it, gets it up into the front court, down low to Miskin. Miskin tries to get it to Austin down low, turnaround jumper, no. Dunn up high to grab the board, goes to Smaley. Luke back up into the front court. Luke will give it off to Ward on the left side, free throw line extended, now back out top to Smaley again. Luke will just kind of slow the ball down a little bit, now flip it over in the right corner, back to Dunn, now back down low to Hyde, who gets pushed in the back, no foul. Ty puts his shoulder into the guy, into Austin, and then makes himself a little operating room and then gets the layup.
Ty's good on the moves. He's real patient, has good footwork, and finds a way to get a shot off.
That's another double-digit game here for Ty Hyde. As the inside, the layup there by Michigan is no good. They'll fight for it. Cole Harris rips it away, but it's going to be a held ball. It's going to stay with the Russets.
Did they call a jump?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it'll stay with Shelley on the alternating possession rule underneath their own basket. As Hollis gets it in, bad pass, threw it to Nelson, threw it over 2 guys' heads, and somehow found its way to Nelson. Back to Thatcher. Free throw line extended right in the corner. Now they kick it back out to Nelson again. Nelson looks at the 3, doesn't take it, then almost threw it away as it finds its way to Hollis. Now back to Nelson. Looks inside, nothing there. Finally goes back to Miskin again in the paint, put it up, no good. Looks like it's going to be a foul on Cole Harris.
Feels like I was just standing there. I didn't do anything. I was just standing there. And he just ran right into him.
That's going to be 2 on Cole. First team foul for either side here in the second half. And Braxton Mishkin goes to the free throw line, and that one will roll in. That gives him 9 in the game and makes it 50-26. Make it 50-27 as he makes them both. So Preston with the ball back up in the front, 47 feet. Another little great backdoor pass to Staley. Tries to serve it on the floor, goes back to Dunn, and he's fouled going up.
Luke's looking at the ref like, I just didn't go out of bounds on my own. The guy shoved me right out.
We talked in the beginning about Shelley and how they have struggled and how they're trying to change their team around.
Yeah.
Of course, they lost to Preston the first meeting of the year. Preston's now beaten them 5 straight times. They've lost 28 straight. And not only has Preston beaten them 5 times in a row, they've beaten them 8 out of 10 and 11 of the last 18.
Yeah, they'll hopefully keep playing us.
As the shot is good. Shelley petitioned the state athletic directors and athletic commission to try to be reclassified and let them go back to 3A because they have struggled competing so much at the 4A level in the couple of years they've been here.
But they have 4A students, numbers, so that's where they have to stay.
And this is where they have to stay, they said.
Yep.
So Dunn makes both free throws, has 16 in the game. As the pass comes in there, Mixkin had partially blocked, I think, by Hyde.
Yeah, it was.
And here comes the Indians the other way. Garrett Ward, his short jump shot, no good. Harris got a hand on it and then a foul in the back court as Garrett upset with himself for missing that short bunny shot, then comes down and commits the foul.
You see that frustration foul a lot when a player will miss a shot or something. They go in to try to kind of make up for it, and then they a lot of times, and the refs watch that close and they call them a lot.
They try to make up for it, and all they do is end up compounding the problem. So here's Nelson up into the front court. Goes to Thatcher, free throw line extended right, back to Nelson, looks top of the key, doesn't take the shot, back to Thatcher. They bounce it down in the corners, it goes to Austin, reverse layup, good. Used the basket between he and Ty Hyde as a little protection. And Luke wants a timeout. So timeout call here by the Indians. We'll take 30 as well, be right back.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Welcome to West Motor Ford. We love happy customers. With multiple financing options, it's easy to drive your new vehicle home. We offer a full line of new Fords and a constantly changing pre-owned vehicle inventory. Our service department is top-notch with technicians trained for everything from routine maintenance to major repairs. With a large selection of parts and accessories, including tires, we've got you covered. So come in and let us turn up your happy meter. Visit West Motor Ford in Preston today.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Degrees down there.
Oh, yeah.
Not missing much.
Welcome back here to Shelley. Dan Hubbard along with Ron Smaley. Preston leading 52-29 as we play here in the third quarter.
Noticing they've got a really fun student section. There's not a million of them. There's probably 50 of them. But they're real coordinated with their cheers, kind of like Preston, and they have a good time here.
Three-pointer put up by Dunn, no good. Hyde's got the rebound inside, and he's fouled trying to put the putback.
Yeah, Shelley just really doesn't have any answer for Ty Hyde. I mean, most teams don't with his size. But he's able pretty much at will to go in and do kind of what he wants tonight. Now, I hope that if his back really is an issue, that the coach will kind of, not play him too much so we can keep him for Century on Friday.
Ty makes the first of the two foul shots, gives him 11 in the game. And of course, Century is not as big as they were last year either.
Right.
As Ty makes them both, he has a dozen. Their big man in the middle this year is Titan Flashman, who we saw over the weekend at the tournament.
Okay. How tall is he?
He is like 6'5", 6'6", but he is wide. He is a load.
He's a
As comes back out, Lott just back into the game, shoots a three-pointer from the left side. That's no good. Rebound comes off to Dunn. Ahead to Hammonds. Hammonds pulls up at the three-point line. Gives it off to Hyde. Back out top to Smaley. Wanted to take the three, but then couldn't, as it was Hollis to jump out on him defensively. Dunn holds it up, goes in the left corner, back to Smaley, poked away there. As Hollis reaches in, knocks it away, and gets his incredulous look from Luke. Just to say, why'd you do that? So Dunn brings it back into Smaley. Comes back into Dunn. Lob it inside on the left block. It comes back into Hyde. Wants to back in on Austin. Hands it off. Luke cutting to the basket is fouled as he goes up. And the foul is going to be on Tyson Nelson, his first.
They make that inlet into Ty, and the defense kind of focuses on Ty. And then Luke just does a slip to the basket and just about finished there.
Scoring this year, Preston has averaged about 63.5 points a game. And they've had three players, as Luke makes the first, three players score as many as 21 points in a game this year.
Yeah. Yep.
Luke being one of those as he makes the first free throw, and he has 15 so far here tonight. And he'll go looking for his 16th here. That one is no good. So Luke makes 1 out of 2. 3:50 to play here in the quarter number 3. Nelson cuts across the timeline. They'll swing it across. It goes to Lott over on the right side. Three-pointer from over near the corner. No good. Tapped inside. No good. Hyde up high to get the rebound as the ball was tapped by Braxton Miskin and almost went down, but it rolled off at the last minute.
Braxton Miskin, say that 5 times in a row.
Exactly. Bounce it down low again, goes to Hyde, turns in the paint, drop step move, lay it up and in.
Nice move by Ty. And again, they just don't have anybody with the size really, or they just don't have anybody really guard Ty.
Again, full court pressure as they get it to Lott, brings it across the timeline, avoids the trap by giving it up along the sidelines to Hollis. In the corner, it goes to Miskin. Bounce it down low. They try to get it inside to Austin. Lost it as Hyde takes it away. Gives it to Smaley back up in the front court. 3 minutes exactly to play here in the third. 57-29, Preston on top. Hammonds on the right side, free throw line extended. Back out top to Robertson, swing it to Dunn. Three-pointer from the left side, needs a bounce, won't get it. Luke up high with a one-handed rebound. Gives it off to Ty, but he stepped out of bounds again.
And looks like, yeah, and he pushed me out. He keeps looking at the ref like I'm getting help down there to get out. That ref's not going for it. Nope.
He is not buying that at all.
Nope.
Especially when you're leading 57-29.
Exactly. Yeah.
So here comes the Russets, bringing it back up into the front court. Nelson holds up one finger, gives it off to Hollis. Bounce it down low as it goes back to Vance on the block.
Nice move.
Can Vance able to pick up the hoop?
Nice move.
He has 6 in the game. Yes, it was.
Another sophomore, so Shelley's got some pretty good players playing as underclassmen now, so future's bright for him.
Smaley in the left corner goes to Dunn. Bring it back out top to Robertson. Looks inside to Hyde. They lob it in there. They try to collapse on him. Don't get enough of him. It just leaves Ken Vance in there one-on-one against Ty, and that's no contest. Ty with the short jumper. Now he has 16. Up into the front court. Hess with a 3. That's no good. Tap by Dunn. Not able to control it. And a foul on Dunn.
Yeah, Scott just reached in, and the ref was right there, and whatever contact it was, he was right on it.
Be a common foul, so the ball be out of bounds underneath their own basket.
It's been nice. There's only been 6 fouls called so far this half, a little different than some of the games we've done this year.
Cannon tried to grab and shoot in one motion. It came up short as they get it back out top to Nelson again. Nelson bounces it in the paint. Back to Cannon in the left corner. Three-pointer, that's no good. Ty's got that board as finally, under the harassment of Hollis, able to get it to Smaley. Luke runs it up into the front court. Hollis knocks it away from behind. Here come the Russets 2-on-1 as Hyde blocks the shot.
Nice
Taken
block.
away by Smaley, and Smaley's fouled by Cannon.
Good job by Ty to stuff him. Great job.
Cannon Vance draws the foul. That's his second. Team's 4th on the Russets. So they'll show full court pressure here as it comes into Dunn. Or I should say to Smaley. Luke all the way, drives all the way to the basket, lay it in the foul.
He's like, I'll do that. You're not going to hit it away from me again.
Foul's going to go against Cannon Vance. He has 2 and about 30 seconds off the clock, and he has 3 overall in the game. Smaley will go to the free throw line as we're going to get Braden Hess in for the Indians. Cole Harris comes back in. Garrett Ward comes back in. Ty's going to stay on the floor here, however.
We had 6 out there, and then Cole says, I'm in for the shooter.
So Smaley will go to the free throw line, trying to complete the three-point play. His 6th free throw of the night is good. Yeah, there's the timeout. Luke will come to the bench. Cole Harris comes back in. Luke with 18 in the game.
Those guys might not come back in. I'm surprised Ty Hyde's still in the game, to be honest with you.
31-point lead for Preston. It's 62-31. Down on the baseline. Goes to Hess as he lost the ball, picked up by Hyde, and he'll just hand it to Garrett Ward. Ward back up into the front court. Lost the ball momentarily, has to go back and get it. Goes to Hammonds. Loop it in down low to Hess, and he's fouled going to the basket.
That's good to see Hess get in and get a little experience like that and be able to get to the foul line, try to make some foul shots.
Jackson Hess draws the foul. That's his second.
Hess fouled by Hess?
Yes, indeed.
Wow.
Braden goes to the line to shoot 2. First one is good.
Nice shot.
Have you seen Brecker Knapp's new brace for his that he has to wear to keep the weight off of that stress fracture in his foot?
No.
It's a brace that makes him look like a pirate, like a peg leg.
Oh.
And the knee stays bent at a 90-degree angle
to help it heal
and gets locked in place.
So there's less motion and less pressure.
Literally, there's no way he can put weight on it.
Yeah, because if he did, it would hurt so bad he wouldn't do it. Yeah. Huh. I'll have to check that out. I didn't see. Oh, Brecker is down on the bench. We'll have to look at it.
So it's kind of teasing him yesterday at practice. He came down the stairs and just kind of hopping on his peg leg. As the shot there by Cannon is no good. Up high, the rebound is loose. Ward had it, lost it, but he's going to call it a held ball as he went up high with Jace Talbot. And Talbot wrestled away from him after holding it. But on the alternating possession rule, the ball's going to stay with Preston. 31 seconds left here in the third quarter. 63-31. As Ward up into the front court, goes to Harris along the far sideline, goes back to Ward, gives it off to Hammonds now over here on the right angle, goes back out top to Ward again. Ward dribbles and gives it off to Harris, back out top. Now over on the right side again, it comes back to Hammonds. Back to Harris on the right block, back to Hammonds. Three-pointer from the right corner. In and out, stays out. Hess has the rebound. Tried to put it back up at the quarter, but it was no good as Preston leads after three by 32 points, 63-31. Fourth quarter is brought to you by Webb Funeral Home. We'll go there right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
When fans talk about their team, they're always real about it. Really happy after a win, really bummed after a loss, and really excited about the next big game. Let us help make it real for you right here on the Aggie Sports Network.
Next game for the Aggies is Wednesday night as they face South Florida. The pregame show is at 5:30 with the tip-off at 6 p.m.
Utah State basketball on KACH.
The fourth quarter of tonight's game is brought to you by Webb Funeral Home.
This is Ron Smaley from Webb Funeral Home, thanking Preston Indian and Westside Pirate fans for your loyalty over the years. You have helped make Webb Funeral Home Franklin County's most trusted name in funeral services since 1925. Our staff is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to provide compassionate service in your time of need. We also offer a full range of services, including many funeral pre-planning options to meet everyone's budget, an excellent monument selection, and the best aftercare services available. Let us answer any questions you may have by calling 208-852-0533. Webb Funeral Home, since 1925. You know us, you trust us, we're here to stay.
KACH.
We'll start the fourth quarter. Ball belongs to the Russets. And immediately a whistle underneath as it's going to be a ball out of bounds to Shelley, so it's going to be a foul underneath. It's going to go against Braden Hess. It's his first holding foul. Stewart gets it inside, comes into Bradshaw, now kicks it back out to Lott, back to Bradshaw. Down on the block, it goes to Cannon Vance, who gets the layup.
Good move there by the big guy.
Vance has 8. Cuts it back down to just a 30-point lead. As Harris, Robertson, Hammonds now free throw line extended left. Back out top. Whoops. Ooh. Bad pass. Somehow managed to find its way to Garrett Ward anyway. Ward being guarded closely there by Bradshaw. Kick it back to Hammonds, who almost slipped and fell. Get it back to Ward again. We go under 7 minutes to play here in the contest. 63-33. Preston leads by 30. Back out top to Hammonds. They'll certainly will just hold on to the ball and certainly be very deliberate in what they do as a timeout here on the floor. So timeout on the floor. We'll take one here as well. We'll be right back right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
This is Ron Smaley from Webb Funeral Home, thanking Preston Indian and Westside Pirate fans for your loyalty over the years. You have helped make Webb Funeral Home Franklin County's most trusted name in funeral services since 1925. Our staff is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to provide compassionate service in your time of need. We also offer a full range of services, including many funeral pre-planning options to meet everyone's budget, an excellent monument selection, and the best aftercare services available. Let us answer any questions you may have by calling 852-0533. Webb Funeral Home, since 1925. You know us, you trust us, we're here to stay.
KACH. KACH.
Payson. You thinking of Payson? Yeah, Payson.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. Come try the best Hawaiian food right here in Preston. And ask about their catering options, too. Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins Bowling Center in Preston. As, whoops, look out. Garrett gives an elbow up along the side of head of Tommy Bradshaw inadvertently, and then a foul on a reach-in.
Yeah, Bradshaw's really feisty, and he's as a sophomore, he's trying to impress and all that, and he's doing a good job. He's a good hustler.
That's 4 on him.
But he has
now.
4, yeah. Yep.
As I'm sure he started to walk over like he was going to come out of the game, and now coaches said, "Nah, just stay out there.
Just let it ride." Down 30, what the heck?
Comes over to the coach, says, "Yeah, but I got hit in the side of the head." As the first free throw here by Garrett Ward is good.
So Shelley is in with Idaho Falls and Blackfoot and all those guys. Is that?
Yes.
They must be.
Well, not Idaho Falls anymore, because Idaho Falls, in that same appeal process that Shelley was in, trying to go back to 3A.
Idaho Falls to 3A?
Idaho Falls was trying to avoid going to 5As, and that was denied as well.
So they're 5A then.
They are.
Rightfully so. They should have been last year, too.
There's a three-pointer put up by Alex Lott.
Yep.
Gives him 5 in the game, and it's 65-36.
Yep.
Robertson turns, free throw line jumper is good.
It's a good thing to see Rhett make that, Dan. That's his bread and butter. Made that elbow shot a lot last year, and he confidently knocks it down again.
Can advance for the 3 from the right side, and that's good.
The sophomore drains the three-pointer.
This is becoming just an outside shooting contest now, as it's long since been decided.
Is Mercy Rule going down? Is it 30?
It should have been.
Yeah.
But with the timeout, the clock stopped. We'll have to wait and see what happens here. As Hammonds hits a 3. Hammonds has 12. He came in averaging just a tick over 11. As Bradshaw almost walked, gives it off to Lott again. His three-pointer's no good. Robertson has the rebound inside for the Indians. He tries to hand it back to Ward. He's got Bradshaw right inside his shirt, and then finally Garrett able to shake loose. Gets it back up in the front court to Hammond. Back to Ward. Lob it inside to Robertson. Lost it. Ball's loose. Goes to Harris. He goes up and gets undercut.
Dang.
And a blocking foul here. This is going to go on Jace Tolbert, his first.
Yeah, I'm glad nobody was hurt there. There was a little bit of contact, but they're both up. And
yes, it is
the clock is running.
It is a running clock. So
I think it's 30 in the fourth quarter. Yep.
So this is the third running clock that the Indians have been involved with so far this year. As the first one by Harris is good.
Which is good in a cold winter night when you're 2 hours away from home, right, Dan?
That's right. That free throw for Harris is his first point in the last 2 games. He did not score against Bonneville the other night, and that was his first point of the game here tonight. He makes them both.
And looked good on those foul shots, too. Cole looked real good on those.
72-39. High water mark for the Indians point-wise came in the first meeting against Shelley. As they'll kick it back outside, back to Lott. He'll tie another 3. That's no good. Tapped inside as the ball's tapped, and it comes to Bradshaw. Bradshaw backs it off on the right side. His shot's an air ball. Harris had the rebound. It goes to Ward back up into the front court. Ward gives it off in the corner. It goes to Hammond in the right corner. Back to Robertson from the right elbow. His shot is good. 76 is the high water mark for the Indians. Now they have 74, so it's very likely that could fall here tonight.
Great shot again by Rhett from his spot.
Can advance. Three-pointer from the left corner. That's no good. Harris had it. Harris grabs it. Harris saves it on the floor as it ends up in the hands of Garrett Ward. Back up into the front court. 2:45 to play here in quarter number 4. Hammonds back to Robertson. Hess. That 10-foot jumper from the right baseline is good.
Good to see that go in from Hess. And, he's got good size. He's 6'4", a junior. It's great to see him get some experience.
Stewart, free throw line extended left for the Russets. No look pass all the way back over to Lott. Three-pointer from the right side. That's no good, and a foul inside.
Yeah, who'd they get that on? Hess. 15.
He called it on Braden Hess. That's his second.
Yep. Good to see him hustling like that. Those are the kind of fouls that they don't bother you because they're hustle fouls.
As they get it in, the ball's intercepted by Garrett Ward.
Yep. Good steal by Garrett.
And I talked about this with the coach the other day at practice too. Why if somebody gets the ball out of bounds, the first thing they want to do is they run and they stand under the backboard to try to bring the ball in.
Yeah.
As they'll turnaround jumper by Hess. That's why the Garrett was able to intercept that pass. He couldn't get enough height on it because it would have hit the back of the backboard.
Yep.
Long three-pointer by Bradshaw is no good. Ward has that rebound with 1:30 to play.
The backboard can be a really good defender and a good weapon on offense.
That's right. He'll block every pass that comes his way. Ward, Harris in the left corner. Look out, skip pass comes across to Hammonds. It's touched and out of bounds. It'll stay with Preston.
I think Coach Jones has told them to not shoot anymore. They're just trying to run the clock out as the clock keeps rolling, of course, with the mercy rule.
1:10 as Hammonds gets it into Robertson. Robertson gives it back to Ward, and Hammonds will get the ball back. Now back to Robertson again. Take it back outside to Ward. 1 minute to play. In the left corner, it goes there to Cole Harris. Harris back out top to Ward. Now back to Harris. Free throw line extended left to Robertson. Now back to Ward. Just playing keep away.
Yep.
As Shelley is in a 1-2-2 zone, and Preston just working it around and make the zone move, but they can't get back to anybody for basketball. No, I don't think they want to foul either, as we're down to 35 seconds. Hammonds stops and takes a look at the clock, and now the foul there by Bradshaw reaches out and grabs Hammonds.
Why?
He's going to send him to the line. I don't know why he did that.
Why the ref even call it? It was late. I don't know what they're doing, but this will just run the game clock out.
Since they called it, that's 5 on Bradshaw, so he'll go out. And Preston probably won't even get the free throw shots. Well, now
they'll let him shoot it.
Now they give the ball to Hammonds.
Yep.
As the first free throw is good.
Yep.
Gabe makes another free throw. He has 13. And they're going to let him shoot the second free throw, or they're going to wash it out?
They say,
nope, they're
don't
going to wipe it out. Now, we're not going to worry about it. So Preston able to win it. Final score here tonight, 77-39. Preston sets a new high water mark for most points in a game with 77 points tonight. And they'll get ready for Century coming up on Friday. Ron and I will be back with the post-game show coming up next.
Tonight's game has been brought to you by West Motors, with Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks all available right here in Preston. Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care you'll find in all of the Cache Valley. Stokes Market True Value, the big city market with small town friendliness. By Ralph's Construction, building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community in Preston. By Webb Funeral Home, just off Highway 91 at the south end of Preston. By Hawaiian Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. Come try the best Hawaiian food right here in Preston. By Naylor Insurance, for life, home, and auto insurance from Mutual of Enumclaw on State Street in Preston. By Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. By Idaho Salvage, where you can turn your scrap metals into cash. By Preston Auto Parts CarQuest on State Street in downtown Preston. By Valley Implement. By S&T Electric, and by MyLocalRadio.com. Now, stay tuned for the postgame show, coming right up. After completing the regular season with a 7-5 record, the Utah State Aggies are headed to the Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl. The Aggies will be facing Kent State on December 20th in Frisco, Texas. Utah State will be playing in their 8th bowl game in the past 9 years. To add to the drama is the likelihood that Aggie quarterback Jordan Love will be playing his final game in an Aggie uniform. The pregame show starts at 4:30 with the kickoff at 5:30. Utah State and Kent State in the Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl on December 20th. Catch all the action on 105.5 FM and AM 1340 KACH, Cache Valley's home for Utah State Athletics.
When the time finally comes to deliver your new little one, the comforts of home are vital. Franklin County Medical Center understands, and that's why the new maternity suites are designed with a warm family atmosphere, spacious rooms complete with sleeping accommodations for your partner, and state-of-the-art birthing equipment. At Franklin County Medical Center, your new arrival will be welcomed into the world safely, and the expert staff will ensure you're relaxed and comfortable. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence meet.
Are you looking for a different kind of spot for lunch, dinner, or to do catering for your next event? Then try the Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins right here in Preston. At Island Bowl Grill, they have the best Hawaiian fare in the area. The combination of teriyaki and Korean influences can only be described in one way: mouth-watering. Offering 3 different catering options, Island Bowl Grill can host your next party in-house at Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. You can pick up for takeout, or they can come right to your house and prepare the food on-site for your next party. What could be easier? Go to poppinpins.com for more information on Island Bowl Grill, or call 208-425-6128. Poppin' Pins Bowling Center, 411 South US Highway 91 in Preston.
Across the FM airwaves, we're heard at 105.5. On the far-reaching AM dial, we're at 1340. And on the internet at mylocalradio.com. Wherever you find us, we are KACH, Preston, Smithfield.
This is the Preston Indians postgame show. Coming up, we'll recap tonight's game, take a look at the final stats, and a look at other games from around the area on the Ron Keller Tires scoreboard.
Welcome back here to Shelley, Idaho, as the Indians able to win it tonight, 77-39. They improved their record to 6-1. They've won 2 in a row now, going back to over the weekend, and they'll get ready to take on Century in an important conference game coming up on Friday night.
Yep.
Ron Smaley, the big 3, really stepped up tonight as Luke Smaley led the team with 18. Scott Dunn and Ty Hyde also had 16 apiece.
Yeah, it was a good game. I mean, it was kind of what we expected a little bit, similar to the first game of the year. But the nice thing about tonight is, you know, the starters got in, they got some good experience, and then they were able to rest the fourth quarter and give the underclassmen some good minutes, and really just a perfect road game this time of year. Coming with conference coming up, we avoided injuries. We were able to rest Ty a little bit, and just probably couldn't have gone any better.
Nope, it couldn't really. And, you know, the most important thing, they got Ty's bad back a little bit of rest, as he really didn't play much after about 3 minutes left in the quarter number 3, as he got to sit around and relax a little bit and rest that back and get ready for Century coming up on Friday night. Before we go, let's thank our guest at halftime again, Austin Smaley, for being with us here for a few minutes tonight. Let's get some final thoughts from you here before we go.
Well, I think it's exciting as we begin conference play. Of course, we've already had a game against, Mountain Home.
Mountain Home, yeah.
Which counted as 2 points, so that's really good for Preston. But, you know, here we go. I mean, the conference is starting. We've got, you know, I think Logan will be a tough game. I mean, always going into the Grizzly Den is always hard. And they'll have fans there that'll come out and get after us and all that. But I think we're in a good spot, Dan, and I think this team is looking really good. We got a lot of surprise players who've come in and helped us a lot this year, and I think this is going to be a great season. And again, want the fans to let them know how much we appreciate their support. And if there's fans out there that haven't come and seen this team play yet, come out and watch them. It's worth the money.
Tonight was the first of 5 out of the next 6 games against sub-500 teams, and these are the teams you need to beat.
Yeah.
As Shelley was first, Century is oddly under 500 so far, and of course Logan coming up a week from Saturday is as well.
Yep.
So our next broadcast is coming up on Friday night, as Preston will take on the Century Diamondbacks for the first time this year. The important Great Basin 10 conference game gets underway with the pregame show at 7:15, and the tip-off will be at 7:30 on Friday night. You can catch it live on mylocalradio.com. We'll also have a complete rebroadcast following the Utah State Aggies bowl game against Kent State on Friday night. Thank you, sir. We will see you in Century.
Good night.
Good night. That'll wrap up tonight's broadcast. The executive producer of Preston Broadcasting Sports is Val Cook. Our studio coordinator tonight has been John Beverly. We thank you for listening. For Ron Smaley, I'm Dan Hubbard, reminding you of the final score as Preston wins tonight, 77-39, to up their record to 6-1 on the year. Until Friday night, we wish you a very good night from here at Shelley High School.
Thank you for listening to the Preston Indians postgame show. This broadcast has been a production of Preston Broadcasting LLC and was intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Use of any portion of this production, its accounts or descriptions, in whole or in part, may not be used or rebroadcast without the express written permission of Preston Broadcasting LLC.